All right, good morning, guys. Um, all right, I'm about to take the 10-point pre-market high. So I'm in a sell. It's a tricky one. This is the 10-point. And we'll wait for the 5-second entry. There's also an SAR for the hourly here. That's at 324. Oh, wait, let's see. So the 5-second one, there's the 5-second entry. I'm in it as well. So let's see if we can get some of the losses from yesterday back. All right. So keep in mind, we have an hourly rejection SAR that has formed up here. So hopefully we can correct back before. Okay, there we go. My stop loss is in profit. Okay, so I'm out of the one-to-one position, full TP. Yeah, so this one hit full TP. I'm out of that position. So the 10-point entry is the one that might get stopped out. So I'm still in the 10-point as well. Okay, I got stopped out of the 10-point, but the 5-second one hit full TP. Okay, 324, 3. So I'm entering the 10-point for the hourly. So I mean that's here for the hourly, the 10-point entry. and then we'll wait for the 5 second. Give me a moment here. So this is an SAR entry. Let me make sure. Okay, waiting for the 5 second entry. Waiting for the 5 second. Waiting for the 5 second entry here. Should get some reject. Okay, there's the 5 second. So I'm in this one as well. See two. Should be able to push back down here. All right, so let me just mark up the other win right here, 42. Okay, the 5 second entry got tapped out as well. So today for the 5 second, the official entries is just break even. Had one winner, this one that's down here, and then one loser for the 5 second. And give me one more. 42, 299. 42, 99. The other one was this one. And we are in a bullish environment, right? So you can see price is above all these EMAs, right? All the EMAs are green. So price is pretty much above every EMA. So that's why we have that. That's one of the reasons why we have that big bullish push. This one was at 42, 332. Um, the one. Okay. There is a pre-market low on gold. So gold is testing the pre-market low. However, we've already formed the crossover buy on the 5 second time frame before going to, I think the buy would be 33.48. So actually where it is right now, but we already formed that crossover buy on the 5 second time frame before going down. But that would be if I was taking, I haven't tested the pre-market high and lows on gold, but there would be a pre-market low going, but it's already been invalidated. So for US 30, we've already closed above today's pre-market high without any major rejection. And looks like we've been in a range for US 30 since last week Thursday. So either this is the breakout to the upside or we'll just get back into the range. But we are super bullish on US 30. We're pretty much above every closed EMA. So all EMAs here are green, meaning that price has closed above all EMAs here. But if we can drop back towards this zone, this might be a nice buying area for US 30, somewhere around this hourly and 4-hour EMA for price to ride back up. But I don't know if we'll be able to drop that far. It's 307. Actually, yeah, it is possible. It's about 100 points, which for US 30 can happen pretty fast. So even for those trade, that last trade that lost, pretty much just getting taken out and price coming back into profit. So it's just an unfortunate entry. But let's see if US 30 can get to this hourly and 4-hour EMA, that would be a nice buying area for it. All right, and we have news at 10. So if this move does happen, it will happen so fast. Looks like it's red fold unused. So this is mostly what I'm watching right here. And this would be a buy at the hourly EMA 1 or 4-hour EMA. So the 4-hour EMA gives a better entry, but if we're going to get the spike down, we'll probably, okay, we have an SAR. We also have a sell SAR on the 15-minute here, but I don't know. So we're in a demand zone. So the 10-point entry will 215, 200.3. No, actually 205.3. So somewhere here. This trades will happen so fast. And we have 40 seconds before news. So this is the 10-point entry. And then, of course, we wait for the wait for the 5-second entry. So this is going to happen pretty fast. Really, what is this? This is SAR. Okay, so that's the news candle. So we've gotten a crossover buy, so there's no need to wait for this entry here because actually no, price did not test the 15-minute SAR. So the trade is still, the setup is still valid. Uh, so yeah, if price does, and actually as well, okay, we closed below the 15-minute EMA, but we don't have an area of supply, so it's not a sell I would take based off of the 15-minute EMA. But this 15-minute SAR buy is still a valid setup because we haven't touched the SAR line. So we'll see if price will get here. And this hourly candle closed pretty bearish. So you can see that big wick from the top, similar to what had happened here, right? So we have a big wick from the top, rejecting from this hourly order block. So we'll see. We're still super bullish on US 30, but the hourly candle has closed as a pretty bearish candle with a big wick from the top. So we'll see if price continues back to the downside. So overall, we're still pretty bullish for US 30 with price being above all these EMAs. But on the hourly, we are pretty bearish. And keep in mind, again, these 15-minute entries that form during market or after market open, for a good amount of times, they signify price reversing back to where it came from. So if we are to keep being bullish, as much as we have a lot of selling pressure on the hourly time frame, this 15-minute SAR rejection that just formed would be a nice place to go back up. So the SAR level is somewhere here at 215. So if price gets here to 215, we don't want to see a crossover buy forming before coming to the 10-point threshold. So this would be the 10-point entry. Yeah. Okay, so I don't want to see a crossover buy here. If a crossover buy comes before getting to the 10-point threshold, I'm not taking that trade. So I'm waiting for the 10-point entry, almost there. Almost there. Okay. All right. I mean, that trade's somewhere here. And waiting for the 5-second entry as well. We also have a 30-minute sell SAR that has been established. So I'm waiting for the 5-second entry as well. we have a 30-minute sell SAR that has been established below this. So price can keep pushing in. I'm still in the trade. I think I got filled in somewhere here. The 5-second entry, which is what we are using for official entry. Waiting for that 5-second cross. I think it's going to be this. Okay, this one. If it closes bullish, it's going to be this one. Yep. All right, so I'm in the buy as well for the 5-second entry. There we go. See if we can get this to push higher. All right, perfect. Perfect, perfect. All right. And I just need a big push up for the trailing stop to start trailing. All right, my trailing stop. Okay, so I'm out of the 10-point entry. I'm out of the other entry as well, the 5-second one. So a nice win there. Almost got caught in the 10-point entry, but 42,194. So this is here. There we go. 42,194. This was the entry. Hopefully it copied on my account for that one. All right, so came close to, especially on the 10-point account, today came close to taking like 3 back-to-back losses like yesterday. Why doesn't it close my positions? This is, and I'm copying on this other account. Wait. This is crazy. It doesn't close out like my trade copier did not close this out. It's so weird and random. Okay, I'll keep holding this. I'll just exit. This is not this account I'm copying. I don't know where my trade copier is closing position. So go to 4,000 account. It is 4,000. See if it closed on other accounts. It's not closing this trade, so I don't know why. Confirm. Close that trade. Think it 4,000, close that out. My trade copy isn't closing some accounts out. Give me one moment. Um, mhm. All right, that account closed. This other trade is still running. All right, I'll close this one manually too. Yeah, my trade copier for some reason isn't closing. What other account am I copying to? Um, oh, this one closing profit. Um, okay. Let me think something through. I don't know. I mean, luckily I closed up in even more profit that I needed, but for some of my accounts I had to close out manually. Hopefully I'm not forgetting any other accounts. Let's see. Okay, I'm back in profit for that. Okay. Mm, 30. Okay. Um, oh, the 5 second. Okay, so the 5 second hit. So here we're back up for the day 0.75 on the 5 second account. Um, and you see how critical that 15-minute SAR is, right? So this ones that come up during market open, just pay attention to those. And now, oh, we had actually retested the EMA, right? So the 15-minute SAR entry came in pretty much similar to the hourly EMA retest and the 4-hour EMA that, this is the markup that I'd done before. So we actually even tested the hourly EMA and the 4-hour EMA, and now we are pushing back up. So also those EMAs are critical. So it would have been the same trade we just took for the EMAs. Okay, looks like my 10-point account, I think one of the trades had a delay entered twice. That was before this trade. I don't know, today is just my trade copy is messing up. One of my accounts is messing up. So it looks like the previous trade we took on the 10-point account, it entered, had a lag and entered that trade twice. Anyway, it is what it is. All right. So those are all right. So here are the three trades we took today. The first one is during market open. I think it was, I forget what it was based off of. I think, no, it was based off of hourly SAR. And then the other one was a pre-market high, the one that got stopped out. So this is a 5 second entry account, and then the 15-minute SAR rejection. So back in profit for the 5 second account. For the 10 point account, these two trades, I hadn't even seen them, but the second and third trade were duplicated. I think there was a delay in the feed or in my execution. So this trade ended, you can see same stop loss value. I'm sorry, same lost amount value, but looks like there was a delay between the entry. So I hadn't even seen this, but anyway, just having a 1:2 risk to reward for that trade that just won brings still back down to drawdown about minus 2,700. It should just be break even, but it is what it is. And then my trade copier didn't copy. No, I'm sorry, didn't close out the other accounts, but luckily I got out manually and in profit. So I'll just have to message this trade copier guys because, and this only happens on Trade Locker. The MT4 account closed out as needed. So yeah, this only happened on Trade Locker account. All right, let's see if we can get anything else. So of course, we're not going to get any EMA entries. Mm, we're not going to get any EMA entries currently. If this 15-minute candle closes above this EMA, it will be a buy. However, you can see we are next to a bearish order block, and also we don't have any demand zone. So as much as this will be an entry for a 15-minute EMA buy, we don't have any confluences for that. Wait, there's some positions are open. No, okay. See how to contact it. So I just emailed this copy trader guys, so we'll see. Um, time is it 10:26. Uh, there is a, let's see, are we not supply zone? So there is a SAR levels rejection entry here. However, I haven't traded that in forever, but we do have a potential SAR levels rejection here. But again, I don't trade that strategy anymore. But there is a potential sell for US 30 at, actually there is a sell at for US 30 at 42,322. If anybody finds any confluences for that. 5, 6, 7. So, and it didn't copy my stop. Oh my God. Um, number. Number.
broke, not
But
yeah. So let's say, you know how you were saying every valid setup, like you would trade. Let's say, for example, let's say you take every valid setup, but let's just say, for example, you have uh, let's say, for example, you trade uh, like for example, you know, you only mostly trade USD. Let's just say, for example, you trade most of the FX pair, and let's just say you take like 3 or 4 losses, for example. You know, like how is that like? Well, I'm just saying, for example, how is that like sustainable? You know what I'm trying to
what do you mean?
say? So basically, let's say someone trades like 10 pairs, for example, and let's just say they take a loss of what, 10K, for example. Uh, how is that like sustainable in the long? Like, let's just say, for example,
I mean,
they
why would you take if you have $1 million account, $10,000 loss doesn't make any difference.
no. I'm not saying like that. I'm saying on each account, you get one. Let's say you copy trade like that, and then on each account you took a lot. Like,
Yeah, I mean it's I don't see the issue. For me, like I cap myself out at 3% loss in a day. If I have three back-to-back losses, like yesterday, yesterday what for the 10-point account, I didn't trade it in the afternoon because I took three back-to-back losses on the
oh
live
yeah,
session, on the morning session. So I just capped myself out. I just close it out.
oh, okay, that makes sense. You meant to. Oh yeah,
Yeah, so it's either that, like for me, I know my average, I take an average of about 2 to 3 trades a day. So
oh,
it's like if all three of those trades are losing trades, whether it's on the morning session or even into the afternoon session, I just stop trading.
yeah.
And that's only since I'm risking 1% per trade. If I was risking 0.5% per trade, then I would stop trading after 6 back-to-back losses. Right? So it depends on how much percentage you're risking per trade.
Mm, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because again, if I'm even risking 0.25% per trade, I would stop trading after 12 back-to-back losses. So it's all about how much you're risking per trade. If you're risking 1% like me, and sure you have the 5% daily maximum drawdown for a prop firm, then you
Yeah,
probably don't want to get to the 5%. You probably want to stop trading if you have 3 or 4 back-to-back losses.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say on the prop firms. That's the big issue.
Yeah, so if somebody is trading like 5 instruments, then you have to find out the balance between your risk per trade per instrument. So for me, since I'm only trading one instrument, like I don't have to worry about other things. But anyway, what I'll say is that however many instruments you're trading, don't lose more than 3% in any given trading day.
Mm,
And then you just work out the dynamics of that going forward.
mm.
15 minutes. Okay, so there's a sell entry here. Okay, there's a sell entry for SAR sell entry. Let's see. This is a bit tricky because I know this is a pre-market high. So, and I think US30 will push up from here. It is a tricky sell if we do get it. It is a risky one, definitely, because US30 is coming back to test this pattern. It doesn't have any any usual red flag, 62.6. Only thing is that we're coming back to retest this zone. So we'll see. If it does validate, I'll take it. I hope it doesn't validate. But it doesn't, other than just seeing this pattern over and over. You see, this zone has been tested X amount of times, so a couple of times, right? So here, here. So most of the times when especially US30 comes back to test a zone like that, you normally have uh a big spike to the upside. Also, we have a 4-hour SAR rejection up here, so maybe actually, and we don't have a supply zone. So this is actually the last supply zone for US 30. I'll still take it. I don't see any immediate, unless actually, let's see, how far is the stop loss? Because I do see that order block. So actually, no, it's within range. So that order block, okay. So yeah, I'll still take it. It is a tricky one though. So this is 352.4. So we know that our SAR is here. So if price gets to this zone and rejects back down before getting to the 10-point threshold, I'll go ahead and forget about the trade. So we'll see if it. So none of this are in the cup. Okay, so price has tested the the SAR. So I don't want to see a crossover sell. If I see a crossover sell, I'll not be taking this trade. So if I see a crossover sell before price getting to the 10-point threshold, I will not take the sell here or up there. And I think if we keep getting bearish, we'll get a crossover sell. Yeah, so there's the crossover sell. So I'm not taking this trade. So I go ahead and just delete the alert. Actually, I didn't want it to validate. It is a tricky, as much as we don't have any red flags, it is a tricky buy because I think US 30 will push through that, especially looking at the previous hourly candle. Looking at the previous hourly candle, we had a strong bearish candle, and this buyers, as much as we had a bunch of buyers, a bunch of sellers based off of that bearish candle. These buyers are coming back with pretty heavy buying pressure. So I do see US 30 pushing past here. We do have this 4-hour SAR here, but we are in an area of ideally no man's land up here. where we have this 4-hour SAR. So maybe the daily, we have another one. I don't think, what time is it? It's 10:51. We are definitely not gonna get up here during the live session, but maybe in the afternoon session at 42,659, that's a better area to sell because this 4-hour SAR is in no man's land. So it's neither in an area of supply or demand. So this gives US 30 the opportunity to go all the way to 42,660. So again, note how the 15-minute SAR rejection that comes up after market open is critical because you see that's where we talked about price reversing from, and it reversed with a bullish candle, with a nice bullish candle. So those 15-minute entries, sell SAR entries, they are definitely entries that you can write instead of the 20 points or 40 points we do, you can write it for like 100 points. So just note those entries, those 15-minute entries that come up. Yes. Yeah, looks like it would just have gotten tapped in. Unfortunately, it didn't validate for us, but looks like it came exactly to that 10-point mark, 352, 332. The 1:1 risk to reward or the 5-second account would have hit TP because the entry would have been here. But anyway, we got invalidated before price got to a 10-point marker there. So it is what it is. And it's also already 10:57. I don't see any other thing that can come up before we call it a day. So think this will be it for today. Let me see. Yeah, so we should have we should have live sessions for the rest of the week, hopefully, if nothing comes up from my end. But other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of